So today Sophie and Rosie are filming their shoulder base push workout with a little bit of tricep work tagged on to the end as well.
I've been working on my like attractive face trying to do that. I think I failed miserably.
So exercise 1 today then is incline press on the Smith machine. So as you can see here, Sophie is really focusing on a great range of motion and really shortening the shoulder delt muscle as well whilst doing that. Rosie's got a slightly slower eccentric on this, and what that does is it just really loads the muscle on a downward motion of the movement. And for exercise 2, we're going for a seated machine press. Okay, it looks like the hammer strength model. I really like this press actually because I feel like it hits her shoulders from a different angle than what the Smith machine press does. Personally, in my programming for shoulders, I don't do 2 presses consecutively, but that's because my volume on shoulders is really low at the moment, so I tend to do 1 push motion and then I'll move on to something else. So here Rosie is using a seated machine tricep dip. So this one, there's a few different variations you can use with tricep dips. As you can see here, Sophie is going for the bodyweight tricep dip. These are really good. And particularly with this form, with the chest straight up, it really hits your triceps well. So now moving on to side delt work, and what Rosie is doing here is she's using the cuffs. So a lot of people use ankle cuffs for these, and this is a cuff cable lateral. Okay, so she's got a slight bend in her elbow, which actually reduces the lever length here. But I really love a cable lateral for delts. It tends to reduce the motion a lot of people bring with a dumbbell side lateral. And final exercise then, we are doing tricep push downs on the cable with rope attachment. Here you can see that Rose is getting a really good range of motion and she's fully going to failure on these, absolutely burnt out. Good session.
Hi guys, so that is the workout done. So me and Sophie are just going to take some caliper measurements at the moment to have a little look at body composition. Now, one thing to say about caliper measurements is they're not necessarily accurate, but if you have the same person doing them on a weekly basis, they are quite consistent. I've always used them in prep and they're quite a good marker of just where your body fat is sitting at a certain point. Right.
Okay, so personally I've never used caliper measurements apart from when I was doing my personal training course. But they are a great measurement, like Rosie said, if you're doing them consistently, if you've got the same person doing it, and if you're using the same piece of equipment as well, because caliper readers can vary slightly depending on like how much they are.
This is the bicep measurement we're starting with. 1.
So the first spot then, it doesn't matter which order you do them in, but first spot is the bicep.
I only have 1 bicep, this is what
So for the second spot we're taking a reading from, this is from the tricep. So again, approach the arm from the back, and you're just trying to sort of wiggle away as much loose skin and fat away from the muscle as possible, then pinching that between the calipers and reading the number shown. So third reading then, we're going for the subscapular. So this is just under sort of the winged part of your shoulder blade. So again, just pinching the available fat and skin and taking the reading of the amount that you're able to grab between the calipers. And finally then, so we're doing a reading here, sort of around the hip bone area. So the front of the hip bone, so it's the abdomen, but it tends to be, if you go towards the front of the hip bone and just pulling it away again, loose skin.
teeny tiny.